Sorry about that. Good evening. Sorry about that. It was well, things happen. So, but they're all fixed. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty. So, who do we got here tonight? We got everybody. Charles, you are first. Yes, congratulations. First is always what matters. Metal Matt, Leighton Gay. Yes. I will own the title on that one. I will assume the mantle of responsibility. I will shoulder the burden of gayness for being late. Yes. Mike L's late. Russell Townsend's first is overrated. Hey, that's what somebody who doesn't get first says. Noel says Seventh Amendment. Well, civil stuff's boring. Who cares about what happens in civil cases? Surprised when we made a joke about the Chinese balloon defeating me or getting in the way of the Chinese attacking. Zero Signal saying, I was sicker than I've ever been. Well, I hope you're feeling a lot better. Let's see. Scorpio says Leighton definitely closeted. Yeah. Yep. Scorpion says 1 minute late. No, I was on it. I clicked on at 35. It just took a second for it to fire up. Anyways, hello everybody else. Pie Case, Eric, Dark Lotus, Sweet Tooth. Bye, Franz. Hope everybody's having a nice night tonight. Getting ready for the weekend. I hope you guys had a nice week so far, and hopefully it's going to get better for you. Michael saying, I learned in the Marines that being first isn't always good. Yeah. Yeah. Carl's is saying, am I ready for Sean or squad emotes? Yeah, because that's what you really need in squad. Yes, being able to go like this in the middle of things. That's what they really need to work on. Yeah, I love in squad. They're like, oh, this is a tolerating and safe environment, and we won't tolerate mean words. You know, it's like in the meantime they sold out. It's like I'm glad they focused on the right things. Name of some sort, like anyone in Montana got an ultralight, a shotgun, and a dream. Yeah. Byfron saying Joe took a strike. Really? I haven't heard that. I'm gonna have to check in with Joe, but I don't. If he did, that's horrible. Noel saying last Saturday was the 29th. Was the 54th anniversary of Haynes v. U.S. gutting the NFA for extremely short-lasting victory. Yes, he was a gentleman who was a felon who they tried to charge him for having not registering his machine gun, but because he was a felon, he couldn't do it, and that was a Fifth Amendment violation. So they had to charge him a different way under the law, and they couldn't. So that spurned the Gun Control Act. So yes, in a way it works, but in a way it caused more problems. Stormcrow says we're waiting for a couple more people to get in. Saying, can you explain why Sean is pronounced Sean and not Scene? Because technically in Gaelic there's supposed to be a little accent over the E, and that's why. The Jensen verdict, I don't know what happened with him. Hoping he got acquitted, because that sounded like the most bullshit case ever. Oh, he got convicted again. Oof. That sucks. Oh well, maybe he's got another chance down the road. Jim, how are you doing, man? Saying there was a hope you're doing well, by the way. What's the deal with this judge in the Murdaugh case? He seems like he's on a mission to get Alec no matter what. Why can't Dick Poon file an interlocutory appeal for an injunction? It's hard getting a judge removed prior to the start of a trial, but in the middle of a trial, that's a whole nother thing. And a lot of times when you try to file an interlocutory appeal, which is an appeal to an intermediate court, generally an appellate court, they are very reluctant to grant those themselves because they don't like stepping on someone else's toes. I mean, that's a fellow judge, and there's a case already going. And if it's a big deal, we can address it later. A lot of times that's what happens. Joe showed the Pfizer video. Well, yeah, I was there when we watched it. If that's why Joe got in trouble, Parallax, then really? That's such bullshit. I was there. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. Such bullshit. Bald Eagle Jerk says, there was a time when I was banned from 90% of the squad servers because of what I piped through the local chat. Yes, they're still edgy boys doing that to this day. Jobble Dunn does that. I see a claw. No, I've had a lot of Fridays. A lot of my Fridays, I've got work to do, so it's a lot of Thursday nights or school nights now. Hopefully that changes soon. It's Gaelic, yes. Is it coffee or tea? This is just regular tea tonight. And it's not tea from the Dragon's Treasure, which is a tea haven for tea and anime lovers. DragonsTreasure.com. Use promo code CRIMINAL, and you'll save a little bit on your next order. No, tonight I just have some iced tea. Just some cold brew tea. Tasted a little better tonight. Oh, there was a Project Veritas video last night. Okay. Isaac G saying, coming in from Mercatus stream, I live in Walterboro. Oh, did Nick just end? I mean, I saw at some point he was going in, it was 7 o'clock still, and he was chugging along. So that's crazy if he was. Yeah, finished 2 hours ago. Holy jeez. Yeah, I was a little too busy. I had some time. Earlier today. I was on with Kurt when we were listening to the defense try to bury Alec Murdaugh with all the financial crimes that he committed against his law firm, which, okay, we get it. He's a really bad guy, but how do you tie that all to the case? And there wasn't, I mean, at the points I had watched up until I left, probably about noonish, there hadn't been anything yet. So, but this is the problem. A lot of judges let a lot of stuff in. There are very few judges that are overly protective of defendants. Judges more inclined to let stuff in than to keep stuff out. And I don't know why that is, because a lot of, even the judges who are defense attorneys, for some reason, they decide I'm going to let more shit in than I used to. Blows my mind. Graham is saying, you think he'll win his appeal again? Oh, talking about Jensen. Don't know. And actually, you know what? Let's see if I'll shoot Joe a text. If he wants to come on, I'll send him I will send him a text and see if he wants to. I will make it available for him. Talk about it if you'd like. Let's see, what's my StreamYard.com/ I'm not going to tell this part because I don't need you guys all joining in. Get like 500 requests. Hey, can I come on stream? Let me see if this shows up the right way. Sorry, guys. This is live radio. Well, a face for radio. All right. Um, some robes get lifted. Is this the pants party? Yes, this is always the pants party. Medical misinformation for Joe. Oh, yeah, that's such bullshit. Bet you can show the Paul Pelosi video. Yeah, that would be funny. If you guys haven't seen that, holy, it is it is some hammer time stuff out there. Um, that said, though, I think so. It blows up some of the stories, but it still doesn't make a whole lot of sense why he goes back in with the guy. I just don't get it. Charlie 18 saying Dick Poon. No, Dick Poonari. It's his Alec Murdaugh's defense attorney. But yes, going back to this judge, he's very permissive about things he's letting in. He's very laid back, and I just it's nonsense. He shouldn't be letting it happen this way. Oh, Jim is saying yes. His name's Dick Harpoonian. Yeah. So, because I'm Batman, saying I like how murder's consciousness of guilt, according to the prosecutors. Yeah, there's yeah the way they're doing this just it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Does not make a whole lot of sense. Okay, Critterville saying, oh, thank you, Critter. I appreciate the update. Most of the day, the jury wasn't present with the 404B hearing, with more to continue in the morning. Jury's not coming until 11:30. Wow, this is turning into a spectacle. And yeah, I mean, yes, we get it. Alex stole a lot of money. He's a really bad guy. Um, you know, just like on it's like at South Park when they're talking about Adolf Hitler. Alec Murdaugh was a very bad man. It's like, okay, we get it. You're frozen. No, you've frozen. Sean Rawa saying, do they have to repeat everything for the jury? So what happened today, it's called a proffer. When you get to a certain stage in a case and the judge already ruled something can't come in, but you think it may be allowed at this point, or if you're dealing with a statement from a party or something that's going to be said, you're allowed to do what's called a proffer, where the jury is kicked out of the room and you go on the record and say, Your Honor, this witness is going to testify to X, Y, and Z. They're going to testify to the fact that let's say it's a defense witness, this witness is going to be able to testify to the fact too, they did not see the person who actually committed the crime. They think it was actually, or anything else like that. This witness is going to testify to certain factual things. Those factual things are X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z can help prove this, and this. 1, 2, and 3. And you do that outside the jury, but on the record, because if you don't establish what you are going to offer, sure, the appeals court might say, yeah, the objection, overruling the objection was wrong. Or yes, you had the right to offer that evidence, but because you didn't offer it, well, all we can say is the court was wrong, but it doesn't affect the case outcome. So that's how you have to do it. You have to introduce that evidence, and you do it outside the jury. In this case, they're laying it all out. And yes, presumably, if the judge allows it all in, he's going to say, all right, state, you can introduce this, but you can only bring up, X amount of the things you talked about. Or you might say it's all coming in. And then, yes, they're going to go back through all of it again. So, Murdaugh looked like he was going to blow chunks when his friend testified about getting ripped off for 192 grand. Yeah. But remember, like, it makes him look really bad because it's highly prejudicial. It is highly, highly prejudicial. And its prejudicial effect is greater than its probative value. And what I mean by probative value is, does this evidence that he stole money make it more likely than not he committed this crime? Or does it help establish that more likely than not he committed this crime? Now, the prejudice is a big deal because Yes, all evidence the state has is going to be prejudicial because it's trying to put this guy away for life. But is the prejudice that much greater? And yes, here it is. He's a thief. What does that have to do with the murder? And I don't think they can establish why he killed his family because of his own crime. Once again, it's not as though the family was in on it. If the family ran on it, okay, maybe. 3 can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. But none of that's here. And instead, all these people who are mad at him for stealing money, well, I can think of 190 some thousand, reasons why somebody'd want to kill Alec Murdaugh's family. A couple million reasons. Easily. Yes, just cause on the record, for the record. Check. Oh, okay. I'll bring that up here. Sometimes I hate these don't show up right. Okay, you two can go fuck yourselves. I'll work on the emoji. Okay, I'll work on the emojis tonight. Okay, crybabies. I'll work on the emojis tonight after we're done. In fact, Parallax, you can help me. Oh my gosh. It's like in the Postman when you babies don't want to watch Sound of Music. All right. This trial's going to Charles Forza, you had better. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Shayla is now a new member. Thank you, Shayla. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, let's see here. Legal Vices and Mindset are thinking mafia cartel. I mean, it could be a million different people. It could just been who knows? Who knows? And as much as we like to think it's mafia cartel, here in Ohio, we had the Pike County murders where that whole family got murdered. And it was just another hillbilly family fighting over weed and a baby. So it doesn't have to be super. It could be some coon ass in the woods who's their neighbor who doesn't like him for some property dispute, or they hung a tree stand somewhere, or they shot his deer, or insert whatever cracker blood feud that can exist. 7-Eleven saying maybe they killed themselves. Yes, they shot themselves and drugged themselves along and then finally blew their heads off. I don't think that happened. Yes, Mike is going I know. Parallax says, I can help you. Binger, I made you new ones months ago. Yes, well, you're going to help me put them all together and help me figure out how to do it. Hill feuds, yep. My dears. Jane Doe number 1 is saying Jane Doe number 1 is saying that voice on the Snapchat is indistinct. I agree. The problem is when that's a family friend who's like, "Oh yeah, that's him." That is more devastating than any FBI voice analyzer, anything like that. When it's people who know them saying, "Yeah, that's him." Now, we're gonna have to wait till the defense really comes out. I think they're gonna come out swinging. So remember, it's not over yet, and it's supposed to look bad right now. If you are watching this trial, it should look one-sided right now. Why? Because the state's the only one presenting evidence, and they're in control of the ball. So yeah, when the other side's marching down the field, yeah, it looks really bad, and then when it's your turn, it looks really good. 7-Eleven says it's a typical Arkansas suicide. Isaac Baruch's wholesome gabagool art for $2. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Emotes and emojis are for children. No, sound decks are for children. Wrestler Town says most killings are over small shit. The best way to not get killed is only do major things. I'm not sure I could condone that or suggest that course of action, but I understand what you're saying. Darcy for $49.99. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. Very, very much. Thank you. Take your wonderful lady out to dinner this weekend. Cheers. Say, baby, if you're watching this, we're going to Applebee's. I mean, maybe I'll splurge and take you to Golden Corral. See, I'm a man of class. Take you out on the town. Sweet Tooth Fairy says, what the heck is shit you up? I don't know. Did I say that? The Hatfields and McCoys, but with 300 blackout. That's right, GM. It could easily be that. Because I'm Batman said the defense said it was him in the opening. Okay, well, if they said that, wait, you're right. I remember yesterday on Nick, somebody spammed that a bunch. Yeah, if they say it's him, it's him. Okay. Let's see here. Ric Flair saying, as an Arkansas citizen, I resent being called an Arkansas suicide. Hillary isn't involved. I know. Oof. Hydrosphere says, nah, Chili's where it's at. God, I don't even know if there's a Chili's around me. I'll have to look for that. Only, a name of some sources, only the finest. Put your good jeans on. Yep. Get my Eaton britches on and put the fancy shirts on. One with the stones on it. Pike saying, no shit, you up is from Murdaugh. Oh, no, shit you up is from Murdaugh. Okay. I don't remember that part. I just remember the brainwater part as like the most hillbilly thing I heard the whole time. And that's a shame because I grew up out in the sticks too. So Mr. Perfect says, what county am I in? I am east of Cleveland. If you look on my thing, I'm in Lake County, Ohio. Alpha Fox says Sean's going to Ponderosa in coveralls. There's not a there's only a couple Ponderosas left in Ohio, and those are a couple hour drive away. So no, I'm not going to one of those. They've gone really downhill since they survive on their own. But yeah, back in the day, Ponderosa was the bomb. Diamonds and Henna says, "Are you going to Vegas?" No, I've got. I don't have time to plan it out like that. Oh. Yes, Charles, thank you for your super chat. Yes, you had better. And then Fire Pixie, hello. Thank you guys for your member chats. Why are these not popping up on the thing when I can look at them? This is a little frustrating. Oh, there we go. I see you now, Fire Pixie. Thank you. Willie Smith says, hello, my first watch. Well, thank you for stopping by. So, yeah, so that is going to be, like I said, guys, I think this is going to be turning into a railroad job for Alec, but we'll see. His defense is certainly going to get a lot better going forward. So just hang tight. Just hang tight, and we'll see what happens. So moving on to the next thing tonight, this is where I don't know why we're dealing with this, but apparently we're going to deal with this. Hunter Biden is threatening legal actions over the laptop allegations. So if you guys remember back in 2020, the laptop was left at a Delaware computer shop run by a blind guy, and he, after the 90 days was up and it was abandoned because he never came back to get it because, a crackhead's going to come back for his computer, sure. He started reading through it and looking through it and found all kinds of crazy shit on it. He immediately gave a copy to the FBI, and he immediately gave a copy to Rudy Giuliani. This was the laptop from hell. I don't know what's on it, and I don't think anybody does, really, because nobody's just spilled it for us to read. Supposedly, there's pictures of Hunter doing stuff with younger girls, him smoking crack, where we got a lot of the crack pictures from, but also these email chains where they talk about the big guy getting his 10% and involvement with China. And if you guys don't know who Hunter Biden is, this is Hunter, and then this is the president, Joe Biden. So the issue is he's urging an investigation of those he's accused of trafficking and stolen material from his laptop. Now, why do we use this trafficking and stolen material? Because of the diary that was a couple of months ago. I know Robert Barnes covered this a lot. There is a diary supposedly left by one of Joe Biden's daughters in a location when she was recovering and in rehab of some sort. In that, she makes a lot of really spicy allegations, including like having to shower with her dad when she was significantly older in a very creepy way. Let's see here. No Mandate says Posobiec knows what's on it. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Great. Quit blue balling me. Fucking lay it out. Like, seriously. Jack, here, look at me, brother. Come on my show. Let's like fucking whip it out and fucking lay it on the table. No more of this. No, we're gonna drip it. No, fucking put it all out there. If it's really that fucking bad and shows God knows what, that the Ministry of State Security, the MSS, Chinese intelligence, has their fucking talons into Hunter. If he's basically compromised, we kept on hearing about compromise for how many years, and it turns out the compromise was on the Bidens all along. Fucking put that all out there right now. Lay it all out there. Lay out everything. Fucking make it so I can start rooting around in it. This dripping and drabbing and you deciding what I need to know. No, let me see it all. Otherwise, I think you're just bullshit huckstering things. And, let me know when you're going to start selling khakis and shit like Glenn Beck. So, no, if you have it, fucking let us see it. I'm tired of this shit. Because I don't trust any of you. And at the end of the day, you're a former spook. You're in U.S. intelligence. I don't trust your ass. I don't trust Rudy. Give me the whole fucking hard drive. Put it out there. Let 4chan root around in it. Let the autism of the internet sort it out and organize it. This shit is not. You are not going to control it and curate it for me. I'm a big kid. I can curate my own shit. Mountain Stream says there are full copies online. Don't watch the videos unless you want to be arrested for pedo shit. Well, that's the thing. Like, the stuff that is illegal or dangerous or spicy, okay, fine. We can sanitize some of that. But even where it's available, it doesn't matter. You have it, Poso, fucking drop it. Do it Twitter file style. Boom, 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 boom. Don't do this like little drips and drabs and stuff. Like, if you're holding on to these cards, dude, throw them on the table, destabilize the system. Like, let's fucking go. I mean, like, let's go, baby. Come on. If you got the keys to do that, let's bring this all down. I am willing to sit here and accelerate with you. I mean, we can be like Thelma and Louise. I'll hold your hand and we'll like drive off the cliff together. I'm fine with that. Zero Fuck says Eliza Biden. Yes. Yes. So Fernando says she was 40 and showering with Joe. I didn't know how far that was going, but yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, I guess. Charlie T says right meow. Yes, right meow. Right meow. Pike saying yes. Hunter was kicked out of the Navy because he rode the White Stallion too much. Kept on failing drug tests for that cocaine. So I wasn't trying to rant there, guys. So Twitter file style, yeah. Yeah, Spy Case. Yes, you got the matches. I'll bring the gas. Yep. Noel says Poso was a spook. He was in naval intelligence of some sort. I don't know exactly what that means he did. He could have just been assessing things. I doubt he was like Department of Naval Intelligence where he was, running around doing like really secret squirrel stuff. If he actually interacted with people or he just did analysis. I mean, there's like people work for the CIA. There's a million of them. That doesn't mean they're all spies, but they're all intelligence. So they're all spooks to me. Job well done says Poso was at Guantanamo. Yeah, but I don't know what he did there. I mean, he could have sat there and been like waterboarding Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. I don't know. Or he could have been sitting there and like watching video of the guys as they sat in their cells or reading their mail. We don't know. But let's get back to Hunter here because trafficking in the stolen information. Why would you admit this is real? Why? Why would you admit this is real? Why would you admit this is yours? If any of this is true that's been leaked out there, that there's, cheese pizza that's kicking around on your hard drive, or there really are issues of bribery and other federal crimes, why would you admit it to any of this? Because you're not going to win the argument. Oh, they stole it and ran around with it. Yes, and people aired all your illegal acts, dude. Like, why would you admit to this? What attorney in the right damn mind thought, hey, this is a good idea? Because you know what? Who can investigate it and who's not going to get scared? A congressional committee. And guess what? There are people right now who hate your guts who control Congress. So guess what they're going to do? Now, yes, do I think at the end of the day it's going to turn into a dog and pony show and nothing's going to happen? Yes, because Congress is full of a bunch of cocksuckers who do this shit all the time. Oh, we're going to get serious, and then nothing happens. And we're going to have more Trey Gowdies like before. We're going to have more Dan Crenshaws. More Dan Crenshaws, but with more eyes. 50% more eye. 50% more ocular activity. But nothing's going to happen. Would I love to see it happen? Would I love to see the House Intel Committee just blast all that shit out there and say, look, Joe Biden really is involved in all these things and there's compromise issues? Yes. But, I mean, I'll hold my breath. I'll hold my breath. So, and they go back through here and they talk about, he also threatened to sue Tucker Carlson for defamation. Okay, well, great, Hunter. That's going to turn into some awesome discovery because now that laptop's going to become in play. Yes, Hunter is a lawyer and lobbyist who has worked abroad, including in China and Ukraine. Yep. We're just gonna, good job, BBC. You kind of just glossed over all that. And former intelligence officer. Hunter was in intelligence in the Navy and did intelligence stuff. Also, Ron DeSantis, I'm pretty sure, did intelligence stuff in the Navy. So did Pete Buttigieg. I mean, that's, just a jaded person would say that's because the Navy set up an easy program for middle-aged men who could go in and that way they could get their chops and say, see, I was in the military. But I think there's a more sinister reason for that. But hey, that's just me. So the FBI has been investigating his business dealings since 2018 and has gathered enough evidence to charge him with tax crimes. And CBS News claims they appear to have gathered enough evidence suggesting tax crimes may have been committed. Well, I'm sure the FBI is going to get right on that because, yes, I'm not sure where the BBC heard that, and I'm not sure where CBS heard that because nothing's going to happen. I mean, really, DOJ is not going to move on that. And then here, we have the evidence and we've been transparent with it and will continue to be transparent with where this family is taking in millions and millions of dollars from our adversaries, mainly in China. No, you haven't been transparent. You release all of it. Not on Marco Polo, not on Pirate Bay. The House Permanent Select Intelligence Committee. You have a page. You put up a server and you put it all on there. You want me to think you're down for this? You do it. You do that work. You put that work in right now. Show me how serious you want to be a hatchet man. Don't sit there and tell me how much you like sharpening an axe. Put an axe at someone's skull. You know, the president and his family denied any wrongdoing. Of course they have. You know, the lawyers said they believe that Hunter's lawyers said they believe that laws were breached in accessing, copying, manipulating, and or disseminating Hunter Biden's personal computer data. Notice manipulating and or disseminating, meaning, well, maybe they didn't manipulate it. They just released it. You know, if they're not clearly stating these were doctored or manipulated, that's a tell. It's because they know it's true. That everything in there is true and that everything in there is correct. Hold on one second, guys. I guess somebody forgot to feed the doggos, and that person is me. So, yay me. But yes, getting back to this, why are they saying and or manipulating? Because they know it's not true. They know none of it is manipulated. They know it's all true. Or it's very likely mostly true. Certainly, they're not going to say that cheese pizza on there is manipulated. So, in addition to the stuff involving the laptop, Hunter's got the tax issues. He's also got that issue of the gun he had that he just threw away. That gun he had while he was addicted to drugs and smoking crack all the time, which is a violation of federal law, which would be nice to see if something happened with that. But, you know, once again, those crimes are for little people and for minorities, not for people like Hunter. So, yeah, good for Hunter. Well, oh. The lawyers typically be crackhead stories. I mean, if they're your client, you kind of have to run with what you got. So sometimes, yes. But in this case, these are hired guns. These people are getting paid to do the bidding. So yeah, they're mercenaries. Brent says, "Oh no, they got Sean." The ATF found Sean. I just got whacked. Yeah. Yes. FBI, open up. Oh. GM says this is the chat AI Sean now. Strong says don't ever jump the chain of command. Brett says, didn't he get pulled over high with that gun? I'm not sure about that, but he got when he filled out the 4473, he was a prohibited person. Sweet Two saying, what is a gunny hat? I don't know if I marble mouthed something there, but maybe I did. So I'm not sure. Job well done says Fago or get the fuck out. This is not an ICP channel, so we're not necessarily number one on Fago here. Dr. Cock McLongerball says, I need representation in Bel Air. Like Bel Air, Ohio? What'd you do? Steal coal? Yes. Rodzilla 1, check out the story of Mark Judson. Yeah, it's been interesting. I've been popping in and out on that, and also somebody in my Discord, Starving Pig, has been bringing up hey, Sean, have you ever had this happen in your case? And I'm like, no. He's like, well, that happened today. Have you heard this happen? It's like, no, no, and no. Oh. Jim is saying, do you need to get to the intro to the DMX song ATF? It starts out with, yes, I know I know how ATF starts. It is a very good song. Rest in peace, X. But yes, that's one of his good songs, among others. Isaac is saying, how much for super chats to make me dress up and Juggalo make? Oh my god. I mean, you would need like the GDP of very small countries. You'd have to. It's you're stealing copper, but in family court. If you're down that way, email me, get a hold of me. I can try to help you find somebody out that way, but it's like a 4-hour drive for me to get down there. I can't do that. M2 is saying, did you hear about the city councilwoman in Dwumfor, New Jersey? She was a Republican and she was assassinated last night. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know yet if it was a assassination because of her position. I mean, it's New Jersey and it's, kind of a shitty area. I mean, it's more like, the first step is probably a bad thing happened to her. And it just happened that way. 7-Eleven says, do your chores before hanging out with your internet friends. Thanks, Dad. Rabbi Rubenstein says, Rubenstein says, Sean would fit in 100% with the Juggalo crowd. I know. Whoop, whoop, family. That's probably going to get clipped. Oh, God. Okay. Where did I... The GM says it turns out DMX was a hologram the entire time. He was a blacksmith of the English language. He took this guttural crap that spewed out of our mouths. He put it in the fire and then he beat on it with his lyrical talent and produced art. Something that's not easy. That's not easy. Especially with this shit that just spews out of our mouths we call language. Gertrude is saying, I bet Sean doesn't know how magnets work. Maybe I do. You can't prove otherwise. I'm not telling. Wrestler Town says, Fago or Phantom, you must choose one path. I don't know. The Phantom path is mighty tempting. Zero Fuck saying, down with the clowns till I off myself. Charlie 18 saying, doesn't the gathering take place in Ohio? It used to. A bunch of them did, but now they're somewhere. I think they're in Illinois, the great state of Illinois now. But yeah, for a long time they used to have them in Toledo. Then they had them down south. But yes, for a very long time. Yes, he's an African American smith, not a blacksmith. Job well done says he was raised Jehovah's Witness. Really? He's raised Jehovah's Witness and he lived in Brooklyn? That would have been weird. On the 7-Eleven, yes, the Juggalos ended up being furries. Well, the one of the guys, his daughter was a furry, and then he did furry stuff with her. So yeah, it's very dangerous. it is a very kind of like once you start doing pills, once you start popping Percocets, it's very easy to get into doing heroin and fentanyl. It's a very easy road. Um, Alpha Snork says X hated figs like most rappers at the time. Yes, he did. Pike is saying, did you hear that one of the Tyree Nichols may have been dating one of the baby mamas of the cops? Yeah, I haven't heard that, but yeah, everything and anything's possible. But I just think I think we need to wait to see what's going to happen because they're doing their investigation, and this one, it's never it's going to get worse and worse and worse from here on out. Jack says, I love the part where he sung, Yes, his best lyrics are when he was, oh. Darcy's saying that art is being used against them now. Yeah, there are rappers who they're rapping about their crimes and they're rapping about smoking people. So yeah, that's happening a lot. Young Thug's lyrics are being used against him. A lot of guys have had their lyrics, especially in Atlanta. A lot of Atlanta rappers getting their lyrics used against them because they talk about killing people and being involved in the murders like idiots. J Rock, no, I'm saying for $2. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Can you give a happy 10th birthday to the farms? Yes, to the farms. 10 years, a decade, to many more decades, to 1,000 years for this new Reich of the farms. Strong, this Reich of autism and lulls. May it shine forever. Charles Forrest says The Gathering sounds like a horror flick. There's actually a documentary done about, I think it's when one of the gatherings was still in Ohio. It's called American Juggalo. I think, actually, hold on here. Let me see if it's still available. Because if it's still on Vimeo, if it's still here, I'm gonna. It's. Oh my God, it's still there. It's still there. Okay, so if you go onto Vimeo and you type in American Juggalo, it is still on Vimeo and you can watch it. And it is a no shit documentary. It's actually, if you don't know anything about ICP, or even if you do, but you don't know about the gathering, it's actually not bad. You learn a lot. You see a lot of degeneracy, and you see a lot of people who like to do drugs and drink and violate probation, but they're having a fun time. They're having a fun time. Somebody should clip me on an ICP album cover. That's a great way to get banned from anything I have control over. Just saying. Rabbi Rubenstein saying that Scott Adams' favorite topic is fentanyl. Yeah, well, Scott Adams got a lot of favorite topics. Dr. Mimo is saying, have you heard the dumpster fire that is Milf Island? Yes, I read about that, and that's hilarious, that whole thing. My God, you guys are horrible. Track golfer saying Juggalo coins is an up and comer. There's a Juggalo coin. Oh my God. I mean, really, why didn't I come up with that to pump and dump and steal their money? Oh. Yes, Isaac Baruch is correct. God bless Noel. God save the farms. Yes. IFID for $4.20. Nice. Big Sean featuring DJ Rackets, Internet Autisms. Yeah, that'd be a good remix. Eric Fulmson, didn't R. Kelly sing about his crimes too? He did, but if you watch Surviving R. Kelly, it seems to be a lot more subtle. These rappers that are getting convicted of crap, like they're almost spelling out how stuff went down and how they did it. But yes, R. Kelly taunted people through his lyrics. And yes, but he did. If you guys ever want to read about, watch it, and I recommend it. It's a very good series, even though we now know what happened to R. Kelly. You guys, let's see. I'm trying to catch up. Oh, Legal Mindset's having issues with Eliza Blue. Yeah, well, Eliza Blue's on the rocks. I guess we're finding out that, like I said before, I'm pretty sure that My Chemical Romance isn't the only time she's run into the Black Parade. I mean, why don't you just lean into it? Like, great. She's an advocate for human trafficking, but she was never trafficked. She just hoed it up for a really long time in Hollywood. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of women hoe it up in Hollywood and then do something honorable in their lives. Hey, what do I know? I'm just a lawyer out in Ohio, herding cows. Okay, where are you guys? You guys are like, God, we're still talking about Fago. Jeez. Wicked Money says potentially criminal coin doesn't have a safe investment name. But see, that's what makes it alluring. It's not a safe investment. 10x times 10x. That's what I can promise you. That's not really financial advice. Ohio Bar, please don't come after me. Dr. Cock McLongerballs, PhD, for $2. Thank you, doctor. From one doctor to another. From pimp to pimp, playa to playa. Drill music, doing great things for the community. Yep, drill rap is just... Yep. Jack saying, whenever I hears about R. Kelly, Dave Chappelle singing Pee on You comes to mind. Yes, it does. Even for me. Even for me. Even for me. Dr. Mimo saying, I mean, who hasn't reinvented their life after they were hoeing it up? Yeah. Yep. Oh. IFID says you should name it Sean Coin for your official coin name. Wouldn't surprise me if that's already been taken. So. Wicked Money thinks, I still think Space Jam when I hear R. Kelly. Yep. Okay, Justin Hancock, we're moving on after this. What's worse, getting peed on by R. Kelly or pooped on by Chuck Berry? Oh, no. I'm not sure one of those is better. Both of those are true, though, sadly. Pike saying Sean had a massive hoe phase. Who told you about that? All right. Well, moving on from there, if you guys didn't know, there's this thought that we all have doppelgangers out there in the world. Somebody who looks exactly like us. Word to the wise, though, you're not allowed to kill them. Even though you might think, maybe I can kill them and fake my own death. Can't do it. Can't do it. Cannot do it. And why do we know that? Because some woman tried to do it in Germany. So, yes. Oh. And what do we know? So this 23-year-old woman was a German Iraqi woman. Um, was later found to be an Algerian blogger. Somebody faked their death. So this woman sought out a lookalike on Instagram and murdered her with a friend in order to fake her own death. Um, so the reports initially identified the victim as a woman named Sharbon K, who was a beautician who lived in Munich. Now, while the family identified the body initially, and that's why you kind of destroy the face, you can't identify the body. The autopsy report raised questions about who it was, and it turned out it was a different woman who was an Algerian from a neighboring state nearby of Baden-Württemberg. So, with the long black hair, their complexions, and heavy makeup, the women looked strikingly alike, the police said. So, why do they do this? Well, the police think there was some sort of family issue, which who knows, maybe it was dishonor, family marriage, whatever. They had to fake their own death to make it happen. Now, this is the crazy part. Apparently, she tried to do this to multiple women and tried to find the right one. And eventually she killed the one who responded and showed up. Oh, yeah. If somebody's oh my God, you look like my twin. Let's go hang out. No, they're probably trying to kill you. I wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it, especially ladies. I mean, guys, if you want to hang out with random dudes on the internet, there's already risk in that alone. But hey, you do you. Oh, so they picked her up from an apartment. Then they took her to the woods where apparently she was dumb enough to, hey, we're in the middle of the woods. I'm just going to get out of the car. Then they stabbed her to death. Oof. Oh, that's just some of it doesn't make much sense. So then they put her back in the car and they parked her where her parents were going to find the body. So yeah, that's very interesting. It's yeah, you cannot kill your doppelganger. Do not try to do that. The GM says those great German names, Sadiq and Charbon. Yes. Yes. Fernando's saying it sounds like it should work on paper. Yes. When you do the math, it sounds like it works. But just like everything in life, it comes down to the implementation, the execution. You know, that's where it really matters. Dr. Mimo saying, I love how Germany's where we float out all of the trial balloons. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Sinbad 33333 is saying, my husband's home from work, brought me some more claws, so I'll catch you tomorrow on the AM trial streams. Oh, well, have a very nice night. Thanks for stopping by. Joe Biden says, be smart, kill them first. Silver Smurfer says, what about hand twins? Oh. Goalie 171 says, this is why you should get a face tattoo. You know, when you're right, you're right. Yes, get a big old face tattoo like Mike Tyson. Then no, your doppelganger will never try to kill you. Jabbo Dunn says the internet is all fat ball guys. Well, I'm safe for now. Isaac Baruch says the Germans know how to make an episode called Pine Barrens. Suck it, Italy. Yes, this is a little more interesting than the Pine Barrens. Hydrosphere says my doppelganger, my choice. What's all? You guys are. HM says there are too many forensic tools to use to look like to fake your own death. Well, if there's probably ways you can get, if you can get past the autopsy, it's fine. But you have to find the person that's similar to you in most biological situations. And you'd probably have to kill them in a way that looks natural causes, so they wouldn't necessarily want to do an autopsy. Would probably be the way you'd want to do that. Well, I'm not saying that's how you should do it, but yes, the goal is avoid the autopsy and governmental scrutiny, and you could probably get away with it. So, Justin Hancock says, Sean, we know that's a weave. I'll fight you. I am not so hair under my head. I am not a crazy person. I am not a hair-hatted hooligan, to quote the great Tommy Sotomayor. So, heavy makeup and Iraqi juggalo? No. Nightbringer Tenchi brings up an interesting strategy. Why would you kill your doppelganger? Go kill someone that needs killing and blame the doppelganger for it. You know, that's thinking outside the box. That's how you make the $1 million ideas. We'll kill somebody and blame your doppelganger. And then you could take over your doppelganger's life and have your life. It's like Hannah Montana time. You get the best of both worlds there. That's actually a good idea. Good idea, Tenchi. I'm gonna hope you don't mind if I try to run with this and set it up as a business. So, Pope Brackets touch me says you're live still. You got to remember your locals for notification. I could throw you support there. I don't want YouTube to skim. Locals is only 10%, I think. Oh, crap. I keep forgetting. Sorry, guys. I keep forgetting to put something up here. Upload photo. I keep forgetting about. There's something I can do, and I forgot to set it up earlier when I was messing around on locals about an automatic thing. Enabling a live chat. Here we go. There we go, guys. There's a live chat now on locals. Forgot about that. So you're all set, Pope Brackets. Yeah, see, Russell Wallace, you're right. Everybody wins if you do it this way. Bookworm Brady said, you really just reference Hannah Montana? Hey, you know what? The best of both worlds is it's a great way to explain stuff. You get the best of both worlds. Not going to sing the rest of the song, but yes, it's there. Jim is saying, I wonder if an identical twin has ever taken a huge life insurance policy on themselves, killed the twin, and claimed it was them who died to collect the insurance money. I assume at some point that's happened somewhere. Has to have happened. Alyssa, hey friends. Hey, how are you doing? Furby Slayer for $5 saying, thank you for the super chat. If blue cheese is more like Gish Lane than Drew Barrymore, would it shock you? Anywho, Viva connected the dots as to why ABC hid the Epstein story. I haven't seen Viva lately, but I'll have to look for it. But it doesn't surprise me why it was being hid. Does not surprise me at all. You guys are just something. You guys are something else. J Rock is saying, read my super chat. Not the. Did you do another one? Where'd you do it? I thought I already read your. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I missed that one. Oh. Yeah, you're asking me my favorite Gucci Mane lyric. Thank you for that for $2. I mean, like, I get the bag, but I don't really know. I don't really know his songs that well to, say that what I like and don't like. But I mean, like, that's always a good one, and stuff he's come out with lately, I think isn't too bad. So yeah, I don't really have Gucci Mane stuff down well enough to quote him chapter and verse. So many apologies. Say, what would Larry Bird do? I don't know. He'd have a tough time. Best thing, my favorite song is What the Business. Yeah, no, that is my best. Wicked Money saying Gucci Mane, Gucci Mane, Gucci Mane. That's not. That's not. Ah, that's not how it goes. Come on now. Come on. Oof. That's. You're thinking Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, and that's by Lil Pump. Okay, I mean you're close, but not exactly. Oh, so all right, but yes, guys, word of the wise: do not murder your doppelgangers, or come up with a better plan if you're going to do it. And then this is one of the bigger ones I actually was reading about. I saw this came up last week, but we haven't had time to talk about it yet. And that is in the Whitmer case, in the kidnapping plot. The Michigan Attorney General, who is one of her cronies and lackeys, wants to seal evidence in the case. That's right. After they convict people, they want to seal evidence. Because sealing the evidence you use to convict someone is the hallmark of transparency. And to show that, you know what, none of this was bullshit to start with. Oh. That's a shame for $4.99. Thank you for the super chat. Finna pass out, but thank you and catch you on replay. You're welcome. Oh. Wicked Monkey saying the same shit. No, that's different stuff. So, yes, they are looking to seal the evidence. And the Michigan Attorney General's office wants to block public access to the evidence in the case of the 5 men accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Whitmer. Well, they weren't really plotting. The FBI was encouraging and orchestrating a terrorism plot like they usually do. So the Attorney General, Dana Nessel, submitted a motion to request a protective order that would bar the attorneys and defendants from disclosing any discovery materials exchanged between the prosecution and defense. Yes, seeking a gag order, but they want to protect it. Why? Why can't we see this evidence? What's so wrong about it, Dana? What's so wrong? Why can't we know what happened? Why can't we know what you guys did and what you caused to happen. Why? What are you so, it's like Neo says, what are you so afraid of? This would include the secret undercover FBI agent and the informant audio recordings, which we talked about the informant. I did a whole video on him. It's a scumbag piece of shit. That guy's name should be shouted from the treetops. This case and the related cases have received national and international media attention, and as a result, it may be difficult to find jurors who have not experienced any exposure to this case. Okay. So what? You're not going to find impartial jurors who are going to say, wow, yes, I agree. The government put together a legitimate case against these guys. Oh, no, that's so horrible. They can't do that. Oh, no. Give me the vapors. Whew. The government doesn't have a chance to a fair trial. Oh, Lord and me. Lord and me, oh my. What kind of country is this where the government can't get a fair trial? Even though it's not their right to a fair trial. It's the defendant's right to a fair trial. I could care less if the government has to face an unfair trial every time. They're the government. That's like saying you're going to set it up so it's unfair between the crocodile and the wildebeest, and it's going to be unfair to the crocodile. It's like, yeah, one of those has got a really big advantage. I don't really care. Who's going to win most of the time anyway? The croc. Oh. So apparently, one of the reporters met with one of the defendants who agreed to provide the reporter with the entirety of the discovery materials. Why not? You're going to use all that in the case, so why don't we get to see it now? Discovery is provided on the premise that you plan to use all this evidence to pursue the conviction. So who cares? Aren't we going to see it? Oh. It's absolute bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. So there's other defendants here, and these guys are not the same ones who were involved in the other stuff before. These are different guys. Okay. So there were total 14 kidnap plotting defendants. There were separate prosecutions of the 9 other suspects in Jackson County and in U.S. District Court. Okay, well, and remember the guys who, they're still going to go after the guys in federal court. They went after them again, and then they tried to go after everybody else in state court and jammed a lot of them up. So there's already been a trial for a couple of them. One of them got sentenced to 12 years in prison. One of them got a minimum of 10, and another one got 7 years in prison. It just turned into a big, absolute fucking mess. And then we had the 2 guys who got acquitted, Brandon Caserta and Daniel Harris. They got acquitted in federal court. And then you have Caleb Franks and Ty Garbin. And Ty Garbin is who? He's the snitchiest snitch of all the snitches. He's in my video that I put together. Snitchy McSnitcher Pants. That Ty Garbin, you are a snitch. You are a scumbag. You'll know that till the day you die. You sold people out and they still got acquitted. That's the funny part. You sold your buddies out and you still got sentenced to 30 months in prison. That's even better. Oh. Metal Matt saying, so we should give Willoughby pistols. Yes, we should give him Glocks. Yes, Zero Fox saying it should be more unfair to the government. Yeah, it should be. I've sat in court before where I've heard a prosecutor say the state has the right to a fair trial, and I really wish I could object to that, especially during voir dire. Objection: the state is not entitled to a fair trial. The only person entitled to a fair and impartial jury is the defendant. And I haven't. Why? Because I'm worried I'm going to sound like an absolute fucking lunatic if I say that. But it's something that's always under my skin. Well, we have the right to a fair jury. No, you don't. You have a right to anything. Your rights are not in there. Your right is not in there. You do not have the right to a fair trial. Nowhere in there. It's not in the Sixth Amendment. Not at all. In fact, the founders didn't give a shit about the government having a tough time. Oh. So, Bass for $1.99. Thank you for the super chat. Saying insert super sticker of corruption fatigue. Yes. Ninja Bread Man says, what happens to the defense attorneys leak it before a ruling is made on the motion? They're going to be in trouble because they've been told in the meantime, don't. And that's not good. That doesn't help your client. You're not helping your client by doing it. So don't do that. I can't recommend that. Isaac Baruch's Wholesome Gabagool Art says, gotta play Vidya. Peace. Love ya. My boy, Sean. Thank you. Appreciate it, Isaac. Have a nice night, man. Justin Hancock says, I'm waiting for the Michael Bolton cover of What the Business. That might happen. Because I'm Batman says, what's in the evidence box? What's in the evidence box? Pike says, does she think the jurors look up potential cases? Jurors do, but it's not even looking them up, but you learn about it. You just see it in the news. I think in that area of Michigan, you're going to have a tough time finding people who don't know about this. Yes, Charles Forrest says, whose fault is this? Surely not the police shouting about, oh, we found him. We got my terrorist trying to kill the governor from the rooftops. Yes, it's certainly not the media causing this to happen. Fair enough point. Noel says the government can never be prejudiced. That's not true. They can be prejudiced, but I don't care if they get prejudiced. Pike is saying most court systems are unusable, just like their municipal websites. In Michigan, yes, their court stuff is hard to navigate through. I don't understand it. Wicked Money says, Law Talk with Mike had his appearances on his channel today. Huh? That doesn't really... I have to Google what did Law Talk with Mike do today. Videos, lives. He had his thing, but I'm not really sure what you're talking about. It looks like in a normal reviewing of court stuff. How many were feds? A ton. Are they doppelgangers? Yes, that's a great defense. I didn't do it. My doppelganger did. Walter Malone for $4.99. Thank you for the super chat. Says, didn't they fail to get a conviction for the first time? Now they seal it. Totally not glowing BS. At the federal level, they went 2 for 4. And then they went back and got the other. They went back and they secured their convictions. The state level ones, they've been convicting guys left and right. The state level convictions have been burning people up. So. My Dumb Movie says if the trial is fair to the defendant, it will naturally be fair to the state. That's what fair means. I don't necessarily think so. I mean, yes, you would if it's 100% fair for the defendant, then the state should have no issue. But there's only one side entitled to a fair and impartial jury. So if there's a jury that's not partial to not impartial to the state, I don't really think they're entitled to that. Charles Watt said, would you go to jail for a client? Under the right circumstances, sure. I mean, it would have to be. I mean, like an issue of contempt or defending their case, maybe. Just like one of it's like, hey man, I know for my DUI case I'm running late. Can you the judge is going to put out a warrant. Can you just eat that warrant for me? Like, I'm not going to do that. But yes, I could see it happening. I mean, how prepared are you to go? And I'd probably do that, and my voice would be shaking a little bit if I know I'm getting cuffed and taken to the back. But if it came to it, I guess I'd do it. Hopefully I would stand tall when my time came. So it's a crying shame, sisters. Too many commies in Michigan. The process is the punishment. It is, but they also get people. Oh, my dumb movie says I'm agreeing with you. The state doesn't matter as long as it's fair to the defendant. Okay, sorry about that. Yes. Um, it's all good, man. It's all good. Sometimes I don't read well. I went to a public school all my life, so be kind to me. A job well done says jury null. Yes, jury jury schmullification. Alpha Fox says, "Will you sneak me a phone, prison wallet style?" No. Sorry. This is who we are. Says Sean would be the prison kingpin. Yeah, I'll pass on that. I don't want to be the OG behind bars. I'll pass on that. We'll see if Joe actually. No, haven't heard from him. Haven't seen him. So I don't think Joe's going to be coming on. That's okay. I just put it out there. Hopefully he saw it in case he was interested. So, Charles Watt for $5 says, good for you, Sean. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for the super chat. Yeah. I know attorneys who have taken it to the limit and had to sit in the back for their representing their clients. Doesn't always happen, but when you do, you get the respect. Kitty 1838 says today was a crap day. Well, I hope it gets better for you. Tomorrow can only get better. And if it doesn't, then the next day can, get better too. So hopefully you have a better day going forward. And hopefully you have a good weekend and, build off that weekend and, get some dubs. Jim is saying, I personally don't think they should get another bite of the apple. If it's a hung jury, the state took their shot and missed. Double jeopardy used to mean something. I do too. But I think a hung jury could be, for example, a not guilty can't be used against you. If you're acquitted, well, that can't be used against you in a civil case. I think a hung jury could be used against you in a civil case because it's clear there was no decision. Wicked Money says Brooks is doing time for his client. Yes, he is. And I guess the last thing to talk about tonight is, it's technically illegal, is what China is currently doing. Do I want to summarize? No, CNN, get out of there. So the Chinese government put a high altitude surveillance satellite balloon over the United States. Now, how does this work? You take a balloon and you can get it way up into the jet stream. This actually was done during World War II. Japan used to put bombs on balloons and just try to see how far they could get them inland of the U.S. to start fires and kill people. This one apparently is a surveillance issue. It's not a satellite because it's still inside the atmosphere. It's not in space yet, but it's way up there. It's on the edges. It's so high up you would need to wear a spacesuit, otherwise you'd probably die. Um, this high altitude surveillance balloon belongs to the People's Republic of China. Um, instances of this activity have been observed over the past few years, including the prior administration. Um, the balloon is currently traveling in altitude well above commercial air traffic and does not present a military threat or a threat to people on the ground, and that the military decided against shooting it down. Now, why? Who knows? There could be an issue of we don't want to cause wreckage falling down because remember, it's not a satellite, so when it comes down, it's not going to burn up. It's in the atmosphere, so whatever drops, drops. Now, I do think the government should knock it down because you're not you have the right to deny overflight to things that don't have authorization, and you own from your airspace from the ground to space. You have that right. Now, there are treaties where planes can fly and cross through, but when it comes to military things and surveillance equipment, that's not done unless there's treaty. Now, there are treaties in place. For example, as part of the result of the Cold War, the U.S. and Russia would have overflights of certain locations, especially where like nuclear weapons were being stored and decommissioned. They were able to keep tabs on each other. But the Chinese certainly, well, who knows with Biden being in charge, there is no overflight status granted to them. So we'll see what happens. And while the balloon's path does carry it over a number of sensitive sites, it doesn't present an risk. It's limited added value from an intelligence perspective. Sure, but this is the Chinese taking a punk card and throwing it on the table and seeing what we'll do. Especially now it's being publicized. It's a punk card. And we're just going to sit there and take it. Now, yes, if there are military installations or secret things along the way, they're going to cover things up, hide stuff, move it around. But yes, this should be knocked out of the sky. This is a joke. The U.S. believes spy satellites and low Earth orbit are capable of getting better intelligence, limiting the value of whatever they can glean from the balloon. But that's not the point. Like I said, the Chinese are looking at this more as like, what are we getting away with? And we're letting them get away with a ton. So they're going to keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. When we would have the legal right to stop them from doing this. But we're chumping out. We are chumping out. So good job. Good job, everybody. Darrell Brooks had a hearing today. Ooh, did not know that. Yes. Yes, yes. 99 red rice balloons. Yes, you can go to a little toy shop and buy a bag of balloons with the money you got. Just don't set them free at the break of dawn, one by one, till they're gone. Because if you do that back at base, bugs in the software will flash a message that something's out there, even though floating in the summer sky are your 99 red balloons that go by. So don't ever do that. Don't release 99 red balloons. This balloon story is fear mongering. The story makes no sense. Like I said, this is a punk card. They're testing us out. Bass says Sean satellites are still in the atmosphere. Yes, but if I shoot a satellite down and it comes down to Earth, it disintegrates on reentry and low Earth orbit. This balloon is still within the confines of what we consider. You're not in space yet. If you're at where this balloon is, you're not in space yet. You have not reached the limit of space. My dumb movie says if China can see inside your house with TikTok, why are they doing this? Fair point. Fair point. Fair point. Wicked Money says this is a wet market balloon. Oh no, that's not good. Sneed says, hi, Sean. Hi, chat. Hello. A name of some sort says 99 red balloons. Senor Spielbergo says 99 mylar balloons for the power lines. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's not good. That is not good for the power lines. It's good for views, though. That'd be a hilarious video. Stupid little kangaroo says, what are you up to, Snorlax? Not much. Just hanging in there. Hanging in there. Graham is saying, you're going to cover Shatavia Cooper. I have never heard of her. Let me... I mean, that almost sounds like a made-up name, but apparently Google is saying it's real. Oh, she had a mistrial. She's accused of killing a 16-year-old. We'll have to look into that. Oh, they're fighting at a Wawa. Of course it's at a Wawa. 2 women in Florida are fighting. Little kangaroo says space is fake as fuck. No, it's not. Oh. Mr. K says, damn it, I was about to say that. I'm not. Eliza Blue said, or Goalie 171 says Eliza Blue was trafficked by that balloon. Oh, no. No, no, no. Yes, that's a lot of red balloons. Just don't do that. Don't throw them all up there. Thoughts on AJ Armstrong being tried for a 3rd time for capital murder? Which one is he? Oh, he killed his parents. Yeah, I think I've heard of this one. I don't know. I mean, at that point, I'd like to think they'd stop, but you know, that's where if they want you that bad, they will waste no expense. Just like Alec Murdaugh. They want you that bad, they will do everything they can to get you. So yeah, that's all I can say about that. But that's something to look. I'll look into that. That's interesting. Eric Fulham saying the federal judge gave the go-ahead for the Hubers to sue Kyle Rittenhouse and the police for wrongful death. He let their case proceed. That doesn't mean they're going to have the merits to move forward ultimately, but he's letting him at least do discovery. Poker Ace says, what about 91 balloons? Well, that's better than 99. And Bass for 199 says, is it Bass or Base? Each trial passes, Borowski nostalgia grows. Yes, it does. It does. Oh. Will Call says, okay, on Saturday I'm releasing red balloons. Oh. Don't do that. You're going to start a war. So. Stupid Kangaroo is saying over 9,000 red balloons. That's how high your level is. Oh. All right, guys. That's an hour and a half. It's past 11, so I think we're going to wrap this up. 12 red balloons. Bass saying, is it Bass or Base? Yes. Okay. Then it is what I shall call it. So. All right, guys. Well, that is it for tonight. I appreciate everybody sticking around. You know, I thank you all for being here. You guys are part of the reason why these nights, you know, hour and 30 minutes went by like that. And it's all thanks to you because you guys help. Otherwise, it's me just staring at my camera and nothing happening. So everybody here, if you guys are here watching this, thank you so much. If you've liked this, thank you so much. If you've subscribed, thank you so much. If you've shared this, thank you very much. If you've super chatted, thank you so much. You guys are over on locals, and I'll check locals real quick. See what's going on in there. Johnny K for sent a $5 tip. Nice. YouTube is gay as fuck, but definitely most convenient. Also, blows if a chat is missed and YouTube still gets paid. But next stream, remember, look up California cases that get buried. There were multiple mass murders in the case where the dude decapitated the chick with the samurai sword in the street during daytime. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know about that one. That's okay. Okay, Oakley Dokley. We'll look into that one. So that's pretty metal to do. Not saying you should do it, but maybe you can attack your doppelganger with the samurai sword. Kind of like the Highlander. You can be like, there could only be one. So, all right, guys, that's metal as fuck. Yeah, it is. Yes. Well, Highlander's pretty metal too. I don't know if that's what you're. Goalie saying, did he tip his fedora after using the sword? Maybe. Yes, he studied the blade. All right, guys. I should have made a bunch of the Highlander jokes when we were talking about the doppelganger. I completely forgot him. I'm so pissed at myself. Oh, well, there'll be another time to run him up and bring him up again. So, guys, once again, thank you to everybody. And remember, until next time, well, actually, wait, we should talk about from Murdaugh trial. Jeff is going to be doing it tomorrow morning. Kurt's going to be doing it. Nick's going to be doing it. Then in the afternoon, I think Legal Mindset's going to be doing it. Stick around. It'll be all over the place to follow along. So remember, till next time, guys, just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. Good night, everybody.